Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode of F1 2020 here on this channel. I'm KPG-GOONER here and this is part number 2 of my career walkthrough doing my team. Now we're just about to do a couple of more tests before we get into the one-shot qualifying in Australia, and then we've got today's race. Really looking forward to this. Loving the new career mode, loving my new car. It's not bad actually. Hopefully we can really get some decent results. So anyway, let's get straight into it. Right, so here we go with another test, trying to rack up those R&D points, and this one's all about managing the ERS, which is very important, especially for overtaking. So let's see if we can do that. Oh god, just left the braking a little bit too late there. Don't want to muck it up before we start the test. Now this is going to be the final one I'm going to do before we jump into the one-shot qualifying. So let's see if we can make sure we get all the points required. So here we go. Let's see if we, and the time we've got to achieve managing the ERS is, oh, we should be able to achieve a 127. So let's see if we can do that. And it's very important. I mean, I'm not the greatest at managing, obviously, the rich mixes and the engine modes and the ERS. I mean, I have got to, oh, flipping out, almost lost it there. I do need to change a few buttons on my steering wheel because it is slightly different to the setup I've got on Assetto Corsa, and I will do that because I keep on pressing the wrong buttons at the wrong time. It's not too bad through there. I'm just starting to get the grips of this Australian circuit. It is a very tough one, and the section I really don't like is through here. If you grab a little bit too much curb here, you really do lose that front end, especially when your tyres start getting low and your grip isn't very good. I've seen quite a few other people that have played this crash there, so that's something we're going to have to be aware of in the race as we come towards the end. We're still up on the time and we're in the purple, so this is going to be a successful test. This is a good way to end. And final bend, there you go. Oh, that was pretty easy, and that is more points for us to spend on the car. So there we go. Right, so that is the final test I'm going to do. Let's get straight into qualifying. Right, so here we go with the one-shot qualifying. This is going to be extremely tough. Let's see if we can get a decent place on the grid. Right, so here we go with the one-shot qualifying. So we got one chance at this, and this may play into our favour, that the fact that the faster cars have only got one chance to put a lap in. So let's see if we can at least, I'm probably hoping for at least around maybe 12th. I think we're going to be about around there. If we get top 10, that would be amazing, but I don't think we're going to be quick enough. Although we are sitting around P2, so it's Bottas that is leading the way at the moment. I know the second half of this circuit is where I lose a lot of time. But this has been a good first half of the lap. And slow down. Try and get through there. Okay. And again, that is not too bad. Still sitting in P2, so it's looking very, very promising at the moment. And, oh, we're not going to be very quick through here. This is where we lack a bit of downforce. And, oh, down to P7. Yeah, I knew that's where I'd lose some P8. Oh, don't ruin it. Still clinging on to P7. If we can just finish strong, still might be able to hold a top 10 position. Oh, that wasn't too bad through there. Final bend. Oh, this is going to be very, very good. Final corner to the end. And where are we going to place? And across the line is going to be, was that P8? Yes, P8. Wow. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. That is very, very good. Considering the level of our car, I'm going to take P8. I was thinking around, well, I thought top 10 wouldn't be possible. That wasn't a bad time. That's the fastest lap I managed to put in. I think the closest I got to was a 124 something in those tests. So I'm really, really happy with that. But yeah, that is a really, really good, promising start. Now let's get straight into today's race. I actually didn't check what place Mick Schumacher placed. I think he was further down, so we will check that. But it will run through the lineup anyway. But we are a lower level than him, so we do need to perform today. And if we can get a good start, 8th on the grid, that's got to give me hope. But it is going to be a very, very tough start. We actually didn't really do many laps with other cars. To be fair, a lot of the tests we did, there wasn't many other cars out on circuit. So this is going to be an interesting race. I mean, that first corner is always very tricky. If we can get a good start. I didn't actually really take much notice of who else was in front of us. I was just so gobsmacked about placing 8th. But that gives you an idea that we're sort of around where we should be. But like I said, as soon as I start improving the car, I will up the level. So don't worry about that.
Successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
I hope so. I do hope so. Right. Guys, 15 laps around Australia. Here we go. Can we finish in a really good position?
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to Melbourne for the opening race of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to the Australian Grand Prix. Just south of Melbourne's downtown business centre is the one and only Albert Park circuit. 3.3 miles of public roads, closed for the weekend of course, make for a bumpy circuit with little undulation. There are 16 corners around the lake and a couple of good passing opportunities here as well, thanks in part to the DRS zones into turns 1, 3 and 13. Can Mercedes start with victory in their bid to win a 7th consecutive Constructors' title? Could Ferrari or Red Bull establish an advantage early on? And with 22 cars on the grid, how quickly can the new team find their footing? Well, it's great to be back, Anthony Davidson. We've got a lot to talk about this year.
That's right, Crofty. It felt like a long winter, but it's good to finally be back. I have to think the usual suspects will battle it out at the front, but there are always going to be some teething problems early on in the season, so whoever can keep on top of their issues will have the advantage today.
As I mentioned earlier, we're up to 11 teams this season, with a new entry run by, well, of all things, an owner-driver. That's something we haven't seen in this sport since Hector Raback over 4 decades ago. So how are they looking so far?
It's hard to imagine how a small operation like that could survive in the ruthless world of Formula One, and yet here they are, first ever race looking surprisingly strong. But there are no points for qualifying. Let's see how they fare in the Grand Prix proper.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Hamilton, Max Verstappen, and Sainz, Albon, Carlson, Ricciardo, and Lando Norris, Ocon, Stroll, Sergio Perez, and Kvyat, Raikkonen, Gasly, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Roman Grosjean, Magnussen, Schumacher, Russell, and Nicholas Latifi. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right, so here we go with the first race in our career. Really super excited. We'll go with the first strategy, 15 laps, so we've got to pit around lap 7. Can we get a good start? I'm hoping so. Let's put it in rich mix. Just got to get off the grid really well. Oh, loads of wheel smoke from Sainz in front of us and Verstappen. And we've managed to launch really well. Unbelievable start here. Going down the outside into the first corner. Oh, a bit of contact with Hamilton. Oh, I think that was Sainz that ran into Hamilton who went into me. Let's check. Oh, there's no damage. Oh, that was very lucky. But we've managed to get up to P6. Going to slow it down into this first tricky section here. And Sainz is giving Hamilton some grief there. The two Ferraris got away really quickly, and I think it's Bottas who managed to get away really quickly, and I think he's leading the GP. But what a start that was, and we've gained a couple of places already. Now we've got to use all our experience to try and stay with Sainz. And that's not too bad through there. Just try to hold it. We've got to use that extra power mode. And we will back off the rich mix. I just wanted a good start and we've already gained on him. Let's just be careful. The tyres probably aren't up to optimum temperature. And who have we got behind us? Verstappen. Oh, that is not always good. Old Max is going to be absolutely fuming that I've managed to get past him in a lower power car. And him in that Red Bull is going to be flying to try and get past. So let's just try and stick with these. And it looks like Hamilton is trying to put Vettel under pressure. He's managed to get away from Sainz. And what a start though. Unbelievable. So it's definitely Bottas that is leading the way. Now let's try and settle into a rhythm. So we're into lap 2. And we should be able to settle down a bit now. Obviously we haven't got any DRS yet. That will be activated quite soon. So let's try and stay. Oh, late on the brakes there. Let's not make a mistake here. And that's not too bad through there. And we've got to use that ERS as much as we can just to keep ourselves away from Verstappen and stay with Sainz as long as we can. And again, oh, I saw some smoke come out the back there. I think that maybe that was just a kick up of gravel, I don't know, on the grass. Has he got engine problems? I don't know. I swear blind something went wrong there, but we'll find out if he drops out. But we're really putting him under pressure. And just try and hold it through here. This is the section I really do struggle on. And oh, there you go. No, no, no. Oh, almost lost it. I said that I struggle with that. And oh, I think Verstappen just clipped at the back end of our car there as we just almost spun there. That is the first scare of the race. And that's just put us back a little bit. But we've got to just try and steady ourselves. I'm going to make mistakes. And Bottas is putting in the fastest laps at the moment. We've got Verstappen and Albon just absolutely flying behind us. And now we have got DRS activated. So if we can get within a second of Sainz, we might be able to start getting a little bit closer. But that was a real scare. Almost lost it. I don't know how I saved that. We definitely will look at some of the highlights at the end of the race. And again, just trying to push it through there. And that is fine margins. You make a little bit of mistake, get too much on the curb. That's what's going to happen. Simple as that. And just trying to pick it up through here. Let's use that mode just to try and get a little bit closer. And we've closed the gap again. So we definitely, I feel like he's either got car issues or we're a little bit quicker than Sainz in front. But so let's not back off. Let's just keep on going. See if we can just get a little bit closer. That was much better through there that time. We've got to try and manage this really well. I mean, we don't want to kill our tyres too early because remember we got 7 laps on these. And I didn't really test the softs, to be honest, in the qualifying, the tests. So we've got no idea how long these tyres are going to last. And that is another lap. Oh, these laps are just flying now. Let's see if we can just get a little bit closer because Verstappen at some point is going to try and get past. He's definitely in a faster car, so got to be mindful of that. But we're pushing as hard as we can. And there's a bit of a gap developing. I think Sainz is getting left behind by Hamilton and the 2 Ferraris, of course, the superior cars. And I think looking at the time gap as well, they're just over 3 seconds ahead of me. So this will happen after a few laps. All these cars are going to start splitting into groups, and we are back putting Sainz under pressure. And oh, look at him! He had to slam on the brakes there. He's definitely struggling. Oh, he is just under pressure. Let's see if we can just up it a little bit. We're on lap 4. So we should be at a really good point in the race now to try and overtake someone. And Verstappen is really close behind. And he's going to try and get past in a minute. And I think I'm holding him up for sure. This car does lack a little bit of power out the slow corners. And let's just try and just keep... Well, we just need to be in his slipstream as much as we can just to stay ahead. But Verstappen is gonna try and get past. I'm pretty sure of that, and I'm just hoping that if he does, he doesn't cause me any issues, because I'm finding the AI are quite aggressive on this game from what I've experienced so far in the races I've used in other game modes. So yes, let's be aware of that. And we're still losing pace with the front cars, but we're not letting Sainz go. I'm going to keep on hassling him until hopefully we can get past him. I can just see... Oh, it looks like Hamilton's made a move on Vettel. So it looks like Hamilton's passed. So the two Mercedes are close and look like they're going to be on the podium. As we just try and hold it through there. That's definitely the area where I struggle. I just feel the car go... Just not... That lack of downforce, I think. I can't remember what setup. I just went with the stable balance one, I think. And again, let's be careful through there. And we're coming to the end of this lap, and we're going to be pitting very soon. It's amazing how quick these laps go. And we're being consistent at least. We're doing okay. Again, can we get past Sainz? I think we're going to pit on this lap, so I don't think we're going to push and get past. I think we're just going to have to go in the pit. Oh, what was that? Verstappen! Wow, he just ran into the back of me there. Hopefully he hasn't damaged anything on the car, but he is super aggressive and he's trying to get past. Right, time to pit. God dear, I was under a lot of pressure there. Verstappen, he just wanted to get past. I think he tapped my car at least twice. Hopefully I haven't got any damage. I don't think it came up and I didn't hear anything, so we should be okay. Right, quickly.
Exit now.
And that was not a bad pit. Well done, team. Very impressed with that. Right, we're back out. Now we just need to get these tyres up to temperature, because we're on the mediums now, and hopefully when we come back round we hopefully will be still in a decent position. So we went into the pits in 6th position. Are we going to be in 6th when we come back round? But first, let's get these tyres up to temperature. And oh, yellow flag. Oh, Sainz is out of the race. I wasn't aware. I saw the marker come up, something about Sainz. I wasn't really paying much attention, didn't read it. So he's obviously out of the race. So there you go. That could have been that problem at the start of the race. They did say there was an issue there. Maybe there was something wrong with the engine. But let's see what place we're going to be in once we pass. Because there should be quite a few in the pits. And there's two coming out. Who's coming out? Oh, Verstappen's coming out of the pits. Can we get ahead of him here? And into that turn. Oh, we've managed to get in front of him. Oh, that is really going to anger him. Oh, my God. That was an unbelievable pit. I'm so glad we pitted before him. And we're in behind Ricciardo. So, that is an amazing pit. Wow. Just timed it right. And he's probably going to try and get back past. He was giving me so much grief before I went into the pits. And again, I'm in front of him. And we've got Perez behind, which looks like he's having a good race as well. So there's some really good performers in today's race. But can we get past Ricciardo? I think we might be able to. Let's see if we can get these tyres up to temperature. I think we've done a lap or so and they're starting to feel a little bit better. And I think he's on mediums as well. But he's only just come out, so let's see if we can just latch onto these two in front. There may be other cars still in the pits. So are we going to gain any more? I don't know what position we're going to be in once we pass the pits. So we're sitting in P4. Oh, someone else has gone in there. Is that Latifi? So yes, so that someone else has gone in the pits. And what position are we going to be in as we go? And we're going to overtake someone else coming out of the pits. And we're in P6. Wow, we're in P6. This has worked out perfectly. We haven't really lost any positions. A shame Assetto Corsa doesn't have pit-ins like this game, mate. Just going to put that out there, because I would have lost a shed load of positions. Right. Let's see if we can put Ricciardo under some pressure. We've still got a decent amount of fuel, so we've still got rich mix, so we can use the other power mode. We've got a little bit of ERS, which we're going to use just to close that gap. But have we got the ability to get past? And we're really catching up with the other Renault. I'm going to try and push it as hard as I can. Really getting to the grips of this new car. There is a few issues with it. Downforce is definitely one. Understeer, definitely one. And acceleration out of the slow corners. All things that can be improved. So, again, just trying to keep it steady through there. That's not too bad. We're definitely slightly quicker than Ricciardo in some of the corners. But he is just a little bit stronger on the straight. That's where we have to use slipstream and DRS. As long as we stay within a second, we've got half a chance. But his tyres are going to be a little bit fresher than ours. That's the only thing. If he can stay in front of me going into the final stages, am I going to run out of grip? I've got no idea. We did a few laps on the mediums, but not the amount that we've got to do today. And we've got Verstappen that's still not far behind. So let's not get too excited, because he will start improving. And he was definitely quicker than me before I pitted. So he was just literally right up my gearbox trying to get past. He hit me twice. So let's just try and hold it through there. Definitely on it. Come on, can we get past Ricciardo? This has been a very, very tense race so far. Can we finish 6th? That would be amazing. Just losing it. It's definitely not as quick through here. That's definitely, I think that's where I've lost it most of today. With every car that I've followed. Just through that 3rd sector. Final corner. We're not doing too bad through here. Just that slight understeer. And again, on the straight, he just pulls away again. So lap 11. So we haven't got far to go. We're coming into the business end. This is where it all matters. I can't afford to make any mistakes now. So it looks like Verstappen's dropped off. So it looks like he's been overtaken. Oh, that's interesting. And just trying to keep it steady through there. Just lost a bit of ground. And just keep it tight through there. That's not too bad. So we've got just over a lap or so to go. So tense this is. And we've just lost. Again, we keep getting close to Ricciardo. And then we make him a slight little error. And then he gets away again. And he's just extended it to just over nearly 2 seconds now. I don't think I'm going to catch him now. The tyres are feeling a little bit less grippy as well. Have we got anything left? Probably not. So let's not throw our race away by making a mistake and crashing. Let's keep it steady through there. All in all, this has been a perfect start. It's not a podium finish, but I can't even dream of podium finishes yet. Not for, well, sort of latter part of the season, I think, maybe. But it's definitely going to give us a decent amount of points to spend on the car. And that's not too bad around there. Right, final lap. Let's try and finish in one piece. And we've got a little bit of fuel left to burn. We should be able to make it the rest of the way in rich mix. And we're not going to catch Ricciardo. That's such a shame, because there was at least 2 or 3 times where I thought if I just used the overtake button at the right time, I could have got past him, but it's just that risk and reward where it could have gone wrong and I could have really ruined my race. And at this point, first race of the season, I played safe. But let's just keep this steady. Oh, got away with that one. Definitely tyres are going now. They're feeling a little bit ropey. It looks like it's going to be a win for Valtteri Bottas. And who is going to be second? I'm not sure whether it's going to be Hamilton. We're going to find out. And yes, Bottas has won. There you go. And we are going to finish 6th. Unbelievable. Final corner. And there you go. We finish in 6th position in our first race. Unbelievable.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
Right, so that was the first race out the way, and that was a decent performance. Very strong, consistent. I made a few mistakes at the start, but yeah, that was very, very exciting. Really enjoyed that. Now let's have a look at the final standings. So here we go.
Let's review the driver's standings.
Right, so it was a win for Bottas. Leclerc in second, Hamilton came third, Vettel in fourth, Ricciardo in fifth. We got sixth, and we'll just quickly check where Schumacher came. I think he was a little bit further down the bottom. I don't think he had a good finish, and he finished 19th. So he wasn't last, but he still needs to step it up if he wants to get in the positions that we finished in. But all in all, that wasn't too bad. Right, we're just going to have a look at some of the replays of that race. Right, so let's have a look at the start of the race. And this was a really good start off the grid from us. We managed to get off really well past Sainz and Verstappen. I went down the left side, but look what Sainz does. He goes down the inside of Hamilton, runs into Hamilton. Hamilton clips into me. Luckily, I managed to hold that position with Verstappen just behind me. And just we go on to this replay, you saw where I made that mistake. Luckily, I managed to hold it, but Verstappen did clip the back of my car there, and he did that quite a few times, as you will see on some of these replays. So here we are, still trying to keep up with Sainz, really pushing the car, probably pushing it more than I should because I did shred those tyres, but I was determined to stay away from Verstappen, but time was telling on me because just before I pitted, he probably hit me a further 2 or 3 times if it shows us on these highlights. Again, just pushing it, trying to put Sainz under so much pressure, and he actually did end up blowing up the engine, I think, or something, but he didn't finish the race. Here, still trying to push hard, and this is where I think Verstappen made another attempt to get past, and this is where I think he clips the back end of my car. There you go, just the back end of the car, yeah, just touch the back tyre there. And on this replay, you can see just as Verstappen's coming out the pits, I just managed to overtake him into that first corner of the next lap. And that was a brilliant pit by myself. If I'd gone on the next lap, I might have not been able to do that. And Verstappen was very, very angry, but he started to drop off after that. He couldn't keep up as I tried to push as hard as I can to keep up with Ricciardo, but I just didn't have enough in the tank. The tyres started to give way towards the end of the race and I didn't manage to do it, but all in all it was a brilliant performance and I cannot complain. Right, so we've levelled up again, so we are catching Mick Schumacher as he is a higher level. Really good performance. We finished 6th, he finished 19th, and these are the finances, and hopefully soon we might be able to get another sponsor on board. That's more revenue to come in. We'll be able to unlock some of these other features. I don't think we've got enough cash to do that yet, but we will double check before the end of this episode and see if we've unlocked. I think we've unlocked some new gear as well, so we're going to check that out before the end of the episode too. So let's have a look. So let's have a look at facilities. See how much. I want to see how much that's going to cost. Oh, see, still, it's really expensive. So $1.5 million. Also, let's check the R&D tree, and we haven't got any more points to spend, but we did put an upgrade on the powertrain, so hopefully that will be ready soon. We've got Bahrain in the next episode. That's a very tough circuit with some decent straights as well. Let's have a look. And also we're going to check out the customization as well, because I think we did unlock a few bits. So let's move to that. So let's have a look at the character. Let's see if we can change some of the gear. I want to change my crash helmet if I can. So let's have a look how much that's going to cost, or if there's any available. But we have got the Schumacher edition, so there might be some. Oh, there is. Look at that. We've got these. Oh, that's awesome. Let's choose. Oh, that one. That will go nicely. I will have that one. Let's see if we can change my outfit. Let's go for something more suited. Oh, that's cool. That stands out. Yeah, I'll take that one. Always like the bright colours. And gloves. Which ones will go nicely? No, let's not get the same gloves as our outfit. Let's go for something slightly different. Let's go with the gold ones. Podium emotes. Let's choose. Let's go with that one, and that's that done. Right, guys, I'm gonna wrap up the episode now, and in the next episode, like I said, we got Bahrain. Very challenging circuit. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, share the video, and I hope you're enjoying the new series. And don't forget to check out Assetto Corsa as well, because more episodes are coming soon.